Hi there. If you identify as an introvert or a homebody, but you have your own business or you work on commission, you may feel as if you're at a disadvantage to your more extroverted colleagues who are more aggressive or attend a lot of networking events. Well, I have some good news for you. You can be just as successful as them. You just have to learn how to network differently. And in this video, I want to give you a few tips that even if you're introverted or shy or you identify as a homebody, you can find the same level of success in business without having to be so aggressive. Hi, my name is Ray Abram, and I'm a connection coach. If you're new to me, I help entrepreneurs, executives, and agents become better at networking. I help you become better known, liked, and trusted by your ideal client. And today I want to talk a little bit about how you, as an introverted entrepreneur or solopreneur, can become better at building your business without becoming so aggressive. One of the challenges that you have as an introvert is that you don't have necessarily a very large network. Many of my friends who consider themselves to be introverts, and I remember I was an introverted person myself. I considered myself to be shy, and before I learned how to break out of my shell, I had very few friends, numbered in 5 or 10 people that I talked to all the time. And that's okay. It's a matter of simply curating the people that you have in your circle. What happens to us quite often, just as we go through life and we make friends, we don't identify the types of friends that we need in our business. Many of the people that we consider friends either can't or won't help us in our business. I've had so many clients and people that I know who have started businesses or started a commission-based career, and they always complain that the people that they thought would really support them, would invest in their business or buy their products, don't. And a lot of times it's simply because the people who are in your circle, the people who give you comfort, the people you talk to most often aren't the same people as your ideal client. So as you're making friends in the future, as you're building your business, it's okay to make friends with people who can and will support you. Identifying people who can buy your products, identifying people who maybe already have their own large network so they can be a referral source, people who are in certain industries that complement what you do, that complement your product or complement your service. And so the people that they are likely to know and be connected to would be good people that they can refer to you. And as a friend, they'll always refer their friends to you. And that helps you leverage the trust of your relationship without having to make all of those connections yourself. You can still have a small, tight circle of friends that you have curated. However, if you do it smart and you do it with a plan in place, your friends, your circle can be people who can help your business grow. Number 2 is learn how to ask questions. As an introvert, questions are your superpower. One of the challenges we have as introverts is we don't like talking about ourselves, right? As a matter of fact, we don't like talking at all. Many of my clients, and even I think about myself back in the day, I just didn't like to hear the sound of my own voice. I would be in a crowd and maybe I even had something to contribute. And I didn't feel comfortable speaking up. So there's a workaround for that. Ask questions. Allow the other person to do all the talking. And counterintuitively, not only will they do all the talking, but they will come to like you better. Everybody wants to be listened to. And so if you prove yourself to be a good listener, it actually makes you more likable than becoming a good talker. I think in our society, we assume that people who have the gift of gab are more likable. But our experience kind of shows us that if you know somebody who talks too much, it doesn't really make you feel as connected as someone who asks you questions. So a good tip for folks is if you're in a conversation, all you have to do is tell somebody, that's interesting. Tell me more. And they will start to expound. If you ask somebody where they're from and they say Philadelphia, then you can follow up with another question. Philadelphia, were you born there or did you move there when you were little? And so ask questions. And as the person talks, they will feel more connected to you. I know sometimes it feels a little strange, asking a bunch of questions, and it takes a little practice and getting used to. One tactic you can use to help make it a little easier to ask questions is to have a system. I use something called the FROG system, FROG. It's easy to remember, it's an acronym. And it prompts me to ask about a person's family. It asks me, the next one is to ask about their recreation, what they like to do for fun. The O is occupation. What do they do with their work, or how's work going? How's their business going? And G is goals. Where are you trying to go? What are you trying to do? And what that does is it gives you an opening now to maybe offer services or offer a connection, to be generous. And I'll talk about generosity in future videos, but when you know where someone is trying to go, it gives you an opportunity to offer a connection, or offer a service or a referral or a website that they can use. And so again, we'll talk more about that, but remember family, which is first on everybody's mind. People love to talk about their family, their recreation. What do they do when they're not working? What do they do for fun? Their occupation, and then their goals. And lastly, number 3 is have a system for keeping in touch. Again, as an introvert, sometimes the thought of calling people and reaching out can feel a little overwhelming, and you find a million reasons not to. Instead of just picking up the phone and calling somebody, you're like, they're probably busy. They don't want to talk to me. I don't really have anything important to tell them. And so you skip out on that important keeping in touch, because what you have to do if you have a smaller network is you have to make it deep. There's 2 types of networks, or 2 pieces that networks are built on. There's social capital, which is the number of people in the network. But then there's relational capital, which is how deep each one of those relationships is. How much do you know about the people in your network, and how much do they know about you? That's the relational capital. So if you don't have a lot of people, you have to have smaller but deeper relationships. And building that relational capital takes time and effort. And the way to accomplish that easily, or more easily, is to have a system in place where you're calling people regularly. What I advise is always, you may have heard this in a previous video, is have about 100 people that you have in your network, and have a system so that you call or text or post on social media a comment, 3 to 5 people every day, right? Makes it very simple to do. And at the end of the month, you've touched bases with 100 people, right? And then if you ask them about their frog every time you talk to them, that relationship will get deeper, and they will think of you when it's time to, when they need your product or service, or they run into someone who does, because you've been in touch with them recently and you've you've increased the depth of that relationship. And at the end of the day, what you want is to have a circle of people who wouldn't think of doing business with anyone except for you if it's something that a service or product that you provide. If you've enjoyed this video, if you learned something today, make sure you watch the next one. There'll be a lot of videos on this channel that will help you build a network, no matter whether you're introverted, whether you're extroverted, whether you have your own business, whether you're a corporate executive, whatever it is, networking is key. And so I want to help you on this channel build your network. So watch the next video and make sure you hit that subscribe button, won't you? Talk to you later.